Alright, hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to do the movie review for Paranormal Activity 4. Well, with me, I've been an avid fan. I followed it from the beginning when it was just a small indie movie, all the way up to, the fourth one. Out of them all, I've enjoyed most of them. The first one was a good beginning of the series. Second one wasn't strong, but had its moments. The third one, I think, was undoubtedly the best. The fourth one promised hopes, and it said all the activity lived up to this. No, it really didn't. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know where that came from because it answered no question and it maybe moved the storyline maybe 5, 20, 25 minutes maybe. I mean, it really just it didn't deliver what it said it would. The story is basically set up around Alex and her boyfriend Ben, and they have a new neighbor across the street, a little boy named Robbie, and her mother. Well, they take in the son Robbie after their mother falls suspiciously ill, and the same old plot line really. Kid comes in, everything starts going wrong, and family doesn't want to listen. So as the story plot just goes on, it's really just a jumbled mess. There's no set cameras, and people like to say that she carries around her laptop the entire movie, but I think she uses her iPhone to record most of the stuff, which makes more sense, lugging around a laptop the entire movie, especially at the end, if you know what I'm saying. I won't spoil that yet. But, really, it's just. There were so many questions that weren't unanswered, and so many questions it raised, and it didn't deliver like the rest of them did. A lot of my problems I'll get to at the end with the spoilers, which I'll say for the end, so in case anybody hasn't seen the movie yet. But really, my biggest thing is, directed by the same guys that did Paranormal Activity 3, guys that did Catfish, and Oren Peli, the originator. Really, I don't think Oren had anything to do with this movie at all because I don't think that he would allow his series to just drop off really this bad into it. It makes no sense. It left me questioning it. Well, so I guess some of the things that really just didn't make sense, for example, were the Xbox technology. Most people want to argue and say, that it's an improp. I really don't think that, it's just advertising in the movie because it's used too much to be that. Like, if it was just there for a little bit, I'm like, oh, hey, Xbox. I guess Microsoft's trying to get their hand into the movie. I don't see that at all. I see it as, a new way as to capture everything. As in the third one had the oscillating camera, which was used to good effect, which they could have used here, would have been really nice. But I guess obviously they didn't want to rehash that, so they brought in the Kinect, which just it served its purpose, but I thought it was too cheesy really overall, especially with picking up apparitions. But really just it's personal preference. I thought it was stupid. I've had people that just loved it and thought it was a good idea and a great way to rehash it. So you know what? It's really up to you. It's just giving my honest opinion about it. Well, I guess I'll get to the spoilers now since I really don't want to say anything much unless I get to that point. So if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and stop now. Go watch this abysmal excuse of a movie. Come back and you can join in this. Okay, by now, if you are still here, then you've either seen it now or you're just really wanting to just save money, which I don't blame you really. So, all right. Well, many things that just got on my nerves was after we find out that Wyatt is really Hunter. When what is it, Robbie? Yeah, when Robbie's mom comes back, he just disappears. He's never seen again. Whatever happened to him? Was he really a kid, or was he just a ghostly apparition? It left me wondering about that. And the family seemed too relaxed and just not believable. The mom's in there cutting with a knife. The knife just disappears. She's not even freaking out. She's not even. When she's like, okay. She acts like it just happens all the time. So no big deal. Just grab another knife. Me, I'm sitting there like, okay, dinner table. You guys are all sitting there, not even gonna discuss this. It's cool, whatever. And then was it 2, 3 nights later, the dad's in there with his laptop. I don't know why, but who am I to judge? And then just comes straight down. He just acts like it's cool and whatever and just backs off, I mean, that's something I would have mentioned, hey, something's not right about this house, but, I'm just going to pretend like it's not. whatever. And then it kills me that I have to bring this up, but the ending was just so abysmal and terrible. I mean, they've got Katie and Robbie, I guess if he's even still there at this point, living in what they say is a nice neighborhood, which to me the house looked like a crack house, really. I mean, you had paint stripped off everywhere, the porch was terrible, the inside was all plastic up. I mean, it really just it didn't fit with the rest of the neighborhood, especially as nice as it was. But, you know, the dad just getting pulled through everything and then just disappears out of nowhere. I mean, really? I mean, we saw everybody else's death. I mean, it might as well just showed us that. But just the ending with Katie running at the little girl, the demonic face, that really looks like you could have just thrown that on there with any Photoshop. I mean, it looks like a third grader could have really done it. It provides the same old. No, it doesn't do the trick. It's really just terrible. If you really want a good scare movie this season, just go watch Sinister, which I will do a review of that afterwards, after this gets enough reviews to see if I do well enough. That's actually worth the scare, and that will keep you messed up in the brain quite a little bit after this. Really, it comes down to this. I'm going to rate this, being really generous, I give it about a 2 out of 10. And really, I don't know if I'm going to see the fifth one if it comes to be one. Really, I was more entertained by watching the preview